Hey everyone! Thank you so much for joining. If you're watching this back from my channel, welcome. Today we're going to jump into some Hero Forge, I believe. Although yesterday I had a huge hankering for more Animal Crossing, so if you'd like to see that, just let me know. Because I'll switch. I thought I would diversify things up. At least have Saturday be like that, not dedicated, but sort of more like so I can withhold some consistency. Hopefully have Saturday being like the Animal Crossing stream, and then Sunday be like Hero Forge stream or something else. Because I do have things that I want to play. I want to play some Diablo. I want to play some original Sims. There are so many games that I want to do, and I just need to get them set up. So thank you so much for your patience, and welcome to today's stream. Let's jump into it. Continuing from last week, we had an interesting look at Dinky. If you hadn't seen, or if you have, let's just refresh ourselves. Dinky was our second party member of the campaign that I had run. And, well, I think we still got several others to create. We got plenty of content, so we can jump straight into it. I'm thinking I might... Get out of here, honey. There are no deals here today. I'm thinking... Bah! Tips, honey? What can I get? A coupon has just worked. Ooh, can I get some good shit off Hero Forge? Who knows? We'll see. We'll put that down there for now. Get out of here. Alright, so we got Dinky. Who else do we want to do? So, I would say let's cast a vote. But really, I suppose it's up to me at the moment. We have Nazak, the Warlock Gith. We have Iwin, the Ajmir Paladin. Very classic. And we have Sorbet Ice Cream! Yay! With chunks of cracked dark chocolate. Well, am I being spoilt on stream today? What a what a feast. Thank you very much. Topped with a bit of honey. You know, this is a lemon sorbet, a homemade lemon sorbet. And yep, it surprisingly has a tangy taste of Greek yogurt. And yet I know for a fact you hate Greek yogurt. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. Alright. So while we're listening to my homemade lemon sorbet ASMR, let's have a little look. We also have Gobby, forgive the name, who is a human rogue. You might be thinking, surely there's a hidden agenda to that name. No. It's Gobby for the same reason you're thinking. And we have Jalen, the human sorcerer. At least I believe he was a sorcerer. Now I know Hero Forge can get a little bit dull in the dumps. So if you're watching this, I hope you're enjoying the music. I hope you're enjoying the vibe. And if you just want to strike up a conversation, why not? I know it doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, I know there are a lot of people out there that stream currently, and that you know, the numbers have just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger when it comes to like views and likes and comments. But truly, it does warm my heart to even see something like 14 subscribers. It is really amazing. Whether you're a subscriber and this is coming up in your feed and you're like, sure, I'll watch a little bit of it, or if you're catching up with the live stream because you see it on your For You page recommended and you just want to pop in and say hi, thank you so much. Really means a lot to be able to like create content and then just have people enjoy it. You know, at least if, you know, it makes you smile at least once, or if you look at it and you're like, damn, that's a kind of a cool miniature, I'd love to play a role-playing game. That's the shit I'm here for. The the eating sorbet. It's just a bonus. Can you give us mid backstory then? Yeah. We'll do that. This is this text is huge. I made the text so big in this. Where did I put chat last time? Oh, that's right, because we were looking up stuff last time. Alright, let's move chat. Probably here, right? That makes sense. Let's do that. That should be alright. Awesome. I think we've done... You have to forgive me, this lemon sorbet is actually cracking. I can really hear that. Crunch. At least I assume you can hear it. I'm seeing my soundbar and it's going way up on that eating. Alright. Well, we started with Dinky and we did Wilma. So they sort of had like that, a little bit of a tragic backstory. Of course, all D&D characters do. And they had a bit of a darker opening. Okay. So why not continue the chaos? And let's jump straight into the misunderstood Gith known as Nazak. Now, here's a little bit of backstory. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take like a lemon sorbet break and like go on mute and just like, yummy. Alright, we'll start looking for his race and head features and stuff like that, and we'll jump in. Now he's a Gith. Giths can be a little bit tricky. I haven't done a Gith on here before, so let's have a little look. I probably should just go with like something like an elf, and then sort of work my way backwards from that. Giths are like almost like a race of elf, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But I feel like they're not direct related to like the drow, but I feel like in some sense they're used, almost utilized like drow, right? Like the drow are used as like that classic, I'm an elf but I'm bad. Now, I don't want to use this, I literally stopped myself mid-sentence. You're gonna get a shit ton of that. Giths are, at least in my world, almost like that typical drow. They are in the war with the Empire, or I should say with the capital. I think I ended up calling them the capital. Another very esteemed name. But they were in war with the capital. They had their own region of I mean, they had like almost like a whole continent to themselves. But they did have a lot of the desert arid lands to themselves. Unfortunately, Nazak was banished from his tribe on the account that he was found, well, at least he was accused of bringing down a mine shaft that killed a few people, including his father. A little bit not great. Now, from my understanding, I don't believe Giths have noses. I don't want to give him like this face or this face, because he's not a decomposed, but it's a little bit hard to do, because they almost just got like two holes in their head, sort of like in that nose area. I just don't think that Hero Forge accommodates for that. That's you know what? We could do something with this. This is a prominent alien feature, which is quite interesting. I reckon we could turn this into more of a Gith, right? So make him a bit softer around the cheeks. Actually, kind of looks like the face used for the ants in I think just the movie Ants. It's like they had very like the soldier ants had very broad faces. Ooh. I'll move my mic just to try stop the sound of that crunch. And as I'm moving my mic, it's making even more noise. That's alright. Let's have a little look. Actually, there was a scene in that movie, Ants, which, like, it's one of those, like, I bet you didn't notice this as a kid, but you will now. And it's from one of my favorite characters whose name was Barbados, who I also named a D&D character of. I love him. And at they go into this big termite battle, and it is, I tell you what, I've seen a lot of battles, like movie battles and stuff like that. Nothing lives up to that shit. Like, seeing a small world big is amazing. Anyways, at the very end of the fire, the dust clears, etc, etc. Gifts are bold. I think so. Yeah, gifts are relatively bold. Well, the head there is a little bit bigger. Although that's like, you know what, it's kind of, we'll keep going with that. Just you wait. I reckon this is going to turn out more Gith-like than we think. I don't think they have eyebrows either. Let me just look this up though. Let me just confirm this. Alright, here's our reference. Let's use this boy as a reference. Alright, okay, so you can sort of see, yeah, sort of that no-nose, sunken eyes. They do have eyebrows, long pointed ears, and they can have some facial hair. Forehead's a bit bigger, and we'll put some decal. Easy. Alright, so the only thing that's going to be a little bit different here is the nose. The nose is a little bit different. That's alright, we'll give him back his eyebrows. Maybe make him a little bit ragged. Do I want to make him a little bit like that? Or just make it with a cut? Anyways, back to the story. There's one scary bastard. So we got Barbados at the end of the fight in Ants against termites. And like the main character walks up to him, and Barbados is like, "Is it bad, kid?" And he's looking at Barbados' head, and the main character looks around and sees like a bunch of bodies, and then he's like, "Oh, and Barbados is like, yeah, he knows he's gonna die. My kid head was like, oh, his body's like buried in that dirt. Like he's basically buried. Nope. I rewatched the movie. The main character is looking around and he sees Barbados' body, like on the other side. And his body isn't buried, he's decapitated. That fucked me up. I was like, you're what? Sorry? He got me good, man. He got me good. We will give a gaunt torso. I mean, I want to make him look a little bit, oh, do I want to do no, not damage. Damage is a little bit too much. Just want to make him a little bit, famined-ish. Damaged legs. Immaculate legs? Nah. Not this guess. And we'll sit him at about 5 foot, I reckon. Oh, I guess we're a bit tall. Maybe like 5. Huh? I don't think he was that short. I want to say maybe like 5'5". We'll make him 5'5". And we'll keep that there. Yeah, we'll keep it like... No, see, with the head proportions... Okay, let's talk about head proportions. Because you can make the head only bigger, you can't make it smaller. If you make the body... I feel like saying it would be about... Ooh. Right, so I wouldn't actually say he's like 6'6", right? I wouldn't say he's 6'6". What I would say is, this is what he looks like though. because of the body proportions just look so much better. Well, I don't think it really matters because the outfit, I kind of already have an idea of what I want to do for the outfit. We're going to give him a little bit of crappy posture. Just a little bit. Just that slightest hunch. Add a bit of weight on him because I wanted his features to look a little bit scrawny. But I wanted him to be like a little bit muscle, but like dehydrated. Just drop down his masculinity. Put the belly to a realistic little there. And always, always give that booty. I know it pushes out like materials here, which seems a little bit odd, but I don't want to go full on. I just want to give him a bit of booty. I want to give him specifically 0.69% booty. You're damn right I will. Okay, giths don't have tails, they don't have extras, they don't have wings. Let's jump straight into the pose, not the clothing. It's deceptive. It's very easy to go into clothes and get infatuated. But I've learned that if you put clothes on, and then you put them in a pose, and then you change the clothes, when you change them back, or however you do it, the clothes adapt to the position. I'll tell you what, that goddamn dark chocolate hits the spot. If you are here in chat, let me know what your favourite dark chocolate is. If you don't fuck with Audi dark chocolate, kind of don't want to hear about it, you know? That's good shit. Alright. His pose, I already know what it's going to be. Something like this. I think I'll have his hands out, because he's going to be holding an orb. Why, you might ask? Well, when the mine collapsed, it collapsed because the miners of his desert homeland had found an artifact buried very deep. They found diamond, bros. They found an artifact which was kind of keeping the stability of the rock around them. As they pulled it out, it started to collapse. He ran to help. The mine shaft collapsed on everyone, and the orb-like artifact had rolled out straight into the hands of Nazak. Around him, he saw purples and greens, like dark purples, dark greens of swirling smoke, fog, energy. Almost, it looked like as it passed over the dead bodies around him, it looked like it was like scraping their soul from their body. And then it retracted all the way into the orb. Some of the blood that was surrounding him, that was on his hands as well, from tending to his father. When it touched the orb, it was absorbed. And Nazak slightly felt a little bit more powerful. And with that extra power, or at least with that glimpse of confidence and boost that he had, he left the town. I mean, not that he really wanted to. He was kicked out. But he sort of knew he could survive on his own if he just obeyed the orb. Which is a very, like, must obey the orb. Alas, that's where we are at. Let's get him some gear. In his hands, let's get him this orb. I honestly don't know where I would just find a ball. But let's see where we can find that. I'm sure it'd be in spells or miscellaneous or something. I haven't seen one, but it's kind of like it's kind of an obvious one, right? Like an orb. That seems like a very obvious thing to have in here. No, that was a chain. Not in spells either? Okay. There we go. Crystal ball. Okay, so it's only like one-handed. I'll see if I can't find another one that's two-handed. Otherwise, I'll have to do some fan jangling with the hands. What I really would like to do differently in this, at least in creating Nazak, that I didn't do with the other two, is I don't want to rush it, but I want to definitely increase the pace in which I do it. I feel like the last two characters we've created has taken like the full 2 hours just to... Small crystal ball? No. It's taken like the full 2 hours just to actually like make them and paint them. And in retrospect, like, it makes sense. Like, the painting can just take a while depending on certain aspects. And then just finding like the right items to put on and stuff like that, it can take a while. And sometimes it's just like, it is what it is. It's like, whatever. But I think I would like to have it so that it's... so that they're not as long. Let's twist it this way. I think we want the elbow bent up a bit. And we want that in, and we want that probably like that a little bit, and tilt it up. And then twist it in, almost like he's cradling it a little bit. Bring that here. And I would actually get his left hand to do something, except I think I'll play on the idea that he needs to give like a blood sacrifice. So perhaps that is what is holding here. Now, because Nazak is traveling with a group of dare I say more rounded... Oh, that's perfect! Look at that! Although, probably the shot does... Yeah, that looks a bit more appropriate. Elegant dagger. Wow, I did not know that they had all these daggers. You know what? I want to go shard dagger, because it looks cooler. But rounded dagger looks more Gith-like. More sharp, straight to the point, well crafted. Hey Raven. Thank you very much, thank you very much. I sent a photo of how I created Wilma. It's interesting to see the difference between how the player and DMC characters. It's definitely yeah, I think when you create a character, it's very personal. It's very to you, alright? You're adding a little splash of you to that. So I think the way one perceives it is like through almost like the lens of like it's you. And I think I try to do the same, but I also take that into consideration that it is someone else's character. I think when as a DM, I try to encapsulate some of the story, and I try then bring it to the greater world. And I think I try to expand on things as well, because I sort of have this I suppose the sentence would be, wouldn't it be cool if? And it's just like, well, yeah, you got this, this, and this, and this. Wouldn't it be cool if? Because I sort of see these characters and I'm instantly in love with them. I'm like, that's absolutely. Now, I want to bend this elbow. I completely lost track of my last story as well. Because Robbie comes in chat and I'm like, Robbie! And then I was like, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Thanks so much for joining the chat, man. And joining the stream. It's good to see you. I think I was talking about Nazak. But I don't even remember. Sorry? It's explaining the dagger? Oh yeah, look, the craftsmanship. I think it's just very Gith-like. That's where the story ends. Twist. There. Right, make it a little bit more realistic. Give it a bit of bend. Give it a bit of bend this way. Tilt this way. Right, so it's sort of resting on his leg. His arm's a little bit more relaxed. You know what's bothering me? His face is happy. Can't have that. They just don't have like an outright sad feature here. Cocky, snarl. I would say snarl meets... Nah, his mouth doesn't really open. But I would just say like... he has a distaste for what he's doing. 100% agree there. Love the range of custom stuff you can do. Lovely story progression. Thank you so much. It is pretty amazing that, like, almost every day, he looking surprised. I think, yeah, I think, so let's give a little bit more backstory. And that will probably more or less go into why he maybe looks a little bit surprised. Here's what I like to do. I like to, people are like, oh, he looks surprised. And I'm like, okay, this is why. I was like, don't change it according to like how I see it. I just riff off others. I think, so he is a warlock patron. Oh, sorry, warlock for the patron Orgoth, which is like a giant tentacle teeth eye monster. And Orgoth is one of the 4 new gods. New gods, you say? Why new? Well, the world kind of plundered into a little bit of chaos, as it always does. Except the old gods didn't actually get a choice on whether they wanted to leave or not. Well, at least they're not going to tell you that they had a choice if you ever get to speak with one. In the hopes to turn the tide between man and dragon, a very powerful warlock, not associated with Orgoth anyway, this is before Orgoth, had opened a portal in hopes to unleash some of the other realms and the hells and chaos that they bring into the world. Now, smart idea, sure, but it's like the idea was there, but the execution, oof, that didn't turn out. The warlock had unwillingly, or at least to not his intention, opened a portal to the end. I believe it's called the end. It's basically a realm that transcends, it's outside the multiverse, at least in the general 5e. Outside of the positive negative plane, it's sort of just in this its own little very far realm. I think it's called the far realm. And it's just in its own world. In there you see aberrant mixtures of creatures that would turn you mad the moment you look at them. There's just the unfathomable beasts and ideas and evil, and it's not necessarily evil, but just chaos. Pure chaos that would turn any person completely insane the moment you even saw anything from there. And what this had unintentionally done was basically open a gateway for 4 new gods to sort of be birthed into this new world. And it sort of forced the old gods out because these new gods were unknown, uncontrollable. They were sort of in their birth cycle of sort of becoming something, so the power was growing more and more and more and more, and it was almost like scary. And so these gods just fled. They just went, fuck it. We sort of didn't like this place, and shit was turning shit. And now... and now it's we've got these guys. So we're just gonna bounce. Which all good gods do. And so they left, and it was up to the 4 new gods to sort of, as they were being born into this world, the world sort of plundered into a little bit of chaos because the old gods were diminishing, and the divines and clerics and those who worship those gods, they felt their power diminish and, you know, feel less and less and less, which made people that worshipped other deities and stuff like that feel a little bit more powerful, but, you know, even their power is being drained a little bit. And Orgoth is one of them, one of the 4 brothers. I don't remember the other ones. The Orgoth took the shape of a giant tentacled, eyed and toothed monster. you've got one of them who was a chimera. He took the form of a chimera. One of them took the form of a dragon, and another one took the form of a giant. Just a giant, like a mountain giant sort of thing. But I believe they also had like this. The gods themselves were new and sort of in the process of being born, which sort of takes, you know, X amount of time. Like, question mark? How long does it take? And they had split their consciousness up to sort of dive into the world and guide people towards more or less being patrons for them. And not all of the gods were, I mean there was 4 of them, not all of them were chaotic and evil in nature, only Orgoth. The others were just a bit destructive, but, you know, had some good intention. But the only way they would sort of become fully realized gods were if people actually, you know, followed them and gave them power and stuff like that. And thus Orgoth chose Nazak. I have a wide range of information. Let me get this up. I swear I have like where is it? Oh no, it would totally be on. Okay, I know where it is. It's like on my old computer where I had all my D&D notes. Essentially, the orb here is like a tether for Orgoth. Blood sacrifices into the orb not only give Orgoth power, but he also takes any abilities that that which was sacrificed had. It was like an absorbing mechanism as well. I believe at one point one of our team members used a conjuration spell. I believe it's just a find familiar, and when the familiar went on top of the orb, it absorbed some of that magical essence and gave Orgoth the ability to start conjuring up some weird stuff. Was the dragon of the new god meant to be the white dragon of a few of us in the dreams? No. No, it was not. So, in the the war, or at least in the middle of the war, I should say. You have to forgive me for how quickly I'm dressing this guy. This is why it takes so long, because I stopped to think about the story. With Animal Crossing, I can just mindlessly do shit and talk at the same time, but here I think very methodically for creating stuff. So, during the war, as dragons and man were sort of battling it out, one of the head dragons basically took the full brunt of the attack. That, like, when the portal opened, there was like this beam, and I believe it sent like a meteorite. I sort of took inspiration from Spider-Man and the symbiote. Like the meteorite crashes into Earth and it's got all these new chaotic, etc, etc, etc. And so what brought with it was like essence of the gods and a bunch more creatures, but what the meteorite essentially did was hit this like ancient red dragon and buried it deep into the ground, and I believe that dragon's name was Atlas, which was also the name for the continent at the time, and then once it had changed its name, I believe, oh no, it was originally called the Wilds, the entire continent, but once the dragon died, it was called Atlas in for his name, the dragon. Except that's kind of weird because they were like enemies, but they still sort of paid a little bit of respect to him, and they named it. So Atlas was a continent, and there's Atlas Forests, which is where they presumed Atlas died, which is just south of Hearthguard, which is the main state and capital for the entire continent. Sort of everything happens there. So they believe Atlas was buried in the forest there. And why I bring this up is because in the world I created, it was presumed that dragons were extinct, and to some extent, dragonborns were extinct. I mean, surprise, surprise, plot twist you never saw, they weren't. Definitely in hiding. I want to say that several dragons survived the attack, and final destruction, and one of them was a large white dragon, female, and she was sort of deemed the queen dragon. And undercover, she was on this relentless mission. I mean, in her own, like, in their way, like, they had to, like, have patrons, like, work for them to spread messages and such, but, you know, who can you trust when everyone believes dragons are dead, and you can't have that shit going out, otherwise there's going to be this big witch hunt. And now the wilds, or I should say, like, nature, the tides have turned completely. Like, dragons don't have power. Like, they're powerful, but because there's only very little of them, they're not going to be winning battles anytime soon. This white dragon, who I'd named the All-Mother, was basically on a quest to find the next dragon to take upon the All-Mother status and hopefully birth the next generation of dragons. That, my dearest friend Wilma, was the dragon you saw, because Dragonborn were pretty much extinct at this point, as they were sort of seen as the next viable threat to dragons. From dragons, they were like, well, we've killed the dragons, we need to get rid of all the Dragonborn. It's like one of the greatest betrayals, because Dragonborns were, as they are humanoid, or to some degree, it's sort of like that 50-50, right? It's like, what side are they on? Nature or, you know, the humanity. But they fought for humanity, they did, and they helped defeat the dragons. I mean, it was a bit of like, you know, there was conflict for sure. There was definitely like two sides of it. But they did help. And they were betrayed instantly once they killed the dragons. They were then looked at as the next threat. You know, people were like, oh shit, Dragonborns are just dragons. It's like, hang on a second. And they were betrayed. They were wiped out by the vampires, I believe. There was a fight. Man had a lot of different chaotic creations, and vampires were deadly, but they weren't seen as like the biggest threat. And so humanity just let the dragons and vampires almost like duke it out, like whoever wins this will have our ticket of approval, says the humans. And the Dragonborns lost. Anyway, so the All-Mother came to a vision of a Dragonborn that she finally found after, you know, sort of how long. And she saw that Dragonborn as a potential new leader. To be a fully fledged realized dragon, which, you know, from a Dragonborn to a dragon, okay, how's that gonna work? Or would it be just a new generation of Dragonborn that hold up the mantle of All-Mother? And so, go team list, absolutely. 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 And so that sort of reigned, like, that storyline of, you know, is Wilma gonna do that? Is she going to be the next All-Mother? Is she going to become a fully realized dragon? What does that mean for her friends that she's created? You know, she's going to have to almost continue that hiding and go into a completely different lifestyle. You know, is that what she wants? You know, that's bringing back a whole generation of new dragons. Now, yeah, and you know, Wilma's probably got her own ideals, right? She's like, I want to live my own life. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm like, what is going on here? Let's get this here. Let's go chat. Let's bring you back there. I'm sure you guys can still see that perfectly well. Yum yum. Just make it a little bit smaller, just so you can see the full range of this. Now, Nazak was a warlock. He didn't really wear any like armor, but he probably would have had some form of like cloth wrap like that. I think that's appropriate. Yum yum. Now, Nazak had a fun ride in our campaign, and here's why. Though all four gods came from the same place, the Far Realm, they were all almost like they had basically been birthed, and so they were almost like ideas or concepts, right? They weren't necessarily aware of their existence until they existed. And so the reason I mention this is because they're all fighting for dominance for who's going to be fully realized. Because what does that mean? If you're fully realized, does that mean that you take control of this continent? And you'll definitely have more power to stop the other ones, but nobody knows each other's intentions because they've never really directly had any communication with each other. So while Nazak is under the unvolunteered work of Orgoth, one of the other characters, Iwin, and Asmir Paladin, was under the godlyhood of one of the other gods, who simply, in almost a mysterious way, simply just wanted to be fully realized. Just for the ability to just be a fully realized god. And so, it's kind of interesting to not have shoes on him, because you don't really see it. It kind of looks better without shoes, because it doesn't give a hump at the back. But then if you put shoes on, it's like, adds just a little bit of texture that I don't really care for. I do like the pants. Perhaps I'll see if I can just give him some, like, something shoes. Maybe some sandals. I think some sandals might look better. And so, Orgoth is continuously just telling him to take the life of this paladin, because he holds a connection to one of the divines, and having that power be absorbed into the orb could just give that boost, that EXP boost that he needs. So the fight begins, right? Yeah, it gives him more of a dump truck. Absolutely. Like, damn, I want to be thicker. 100%. Alright, let's give Nazak some face shit. I want it to be a little bit... I do want it to almost be a little bit stripy. Damn, that's a thick guard. Oh god. God, that's a thick guard right there. I might do multiple layers, but I think this is a good start. So we'll do layer A. He's going to be mostly green, so I think it might be good to have these markings be like a dark brown that sort of just blends in with the skin. I don't want it to be like a tattoo. I want it to be like not indistinguishable from the skin, but definitely on the same tonality, so it's not like, oh, that's a tattoo. I want it to be like a more of just like a, oh, that's a part of his skin. So we'll give him that. And then we might just give him some close-up facial features as well. It's maybe too close to what we want. Yeah, well, that's the thing, like, in Hero Forge it's very hard to give texture. And that's what I really struggle with. There are a lot of races out there that just their skin has those natural mutations that are very beautiful. Changelings almost have this like white big birthmark on their face. Earth Ganassis have that rough texture to them as well. And Giths have those sort of dark patches as well. This could be cool. Let's have a little look at this if I give it the same... I think it was... I'm forgetting what color I put now already. Okay, the Shiitake Brunette. Shiitake Brunette? Shiitake Brunette. Shiitake Brunette. I think something like that could be really good. Yeah, it's just like texture and those like skin manipulation. Now, I don't want to give the orb like... I don't want this to look bloody. I want it to look... just like filled with blood. No, I think this one's good. Yeah, not bad, eh? It's very... It almost gives like it's... I don't know how well it shows up on stream. Kind of like... Though it's like a brown, it has that slightest hint of green in it. And it's... beautiful. That's what we want. It should go well. Now, these blood splotches, I don't actually want them to be red. This orb is made up of the Far Realm, which really has predominant colors in like a dark turquoise, dark blues, those like blood reds and dark purples. So I kind of want to give this orb a little something something. But I also want to give it like... I kind of want this to be the... I can't give it the glow effect, but I can give the color the glow effect. So I think I'll try and make this the main thing, and then try and make the outside the actual glowy part. So even though this is meant to be like the special part that looks whatever, I'll try actually make it the other one. So for this one, I'll probably make it just like a truffle black, and I'll upscale it so it looks like more of the orb, which will make the other bits look special. And then I'll probably just... how about that? That looks alright. That'll show more of the... I might just make it a little bit bigger like that. Yeah, that's alright. It's not as dark as I would like it to be. I mean, I understand it's truffle black, but it's not like black. I would like it to be like really dark, but whatever. We'll go with that. The dagger, I don't want to do it, but we're going to have to give it a little bit of blood. A little bit of blood. Blah. Shit, man, calm down. Fuck. Now, Nazak. This is another one of Nazak's complications. He's sick of Orgoth. Like, sick to fucking death. And he sort of did something that I think Orgoth didn't expect, but also didn't care to correct. And that's, instead of taking the life of others, he would simply just slit his own hands. And just let the blood go into there. Which was, he had to do an offering once a day. Haven't tested hanging off the dagger. I could, I mean, I've not. It might be like I could probably like add a spell effect or something like that. How about this? What we might do, we might play with this. Let's go here. Let's bring this up to the front. Scale it a bit. No, the rotation that was shit. Actually, that's not bad. That's a little okay. The red that it's given is kind of alright, but it's... No, that's too light for blood. Maybe like that, a little bit darker. It should pop when I give the thing a silver, right? Yeah, once I give it a color, it should pop a little bit more of the red. And perhaps this is very... Oh no, because he's wearing gloves, so... Oh, maybe the blood will show. Let's see if this works. If I give a little bit of blood here, and I make it go left like that. Yep. And the scale is already super low. But holy shit, that actually works. And if I go Barrett red, something like that, right? And I'll make the second red a little bit darker. So it looks like he's cut his hand. You know, through the glove. Idiot, take the glove off. Oh no, he probably did. He's not an idiot. He probably just took his glove off, cut his hand, and then put the glove back on. But I think his payoff was something along the line of like, you know, like if I cut my own hands and I bleed and I give it as the sacrifice, like Orgoth is going to provide me with the power anyway to heal and to fight, right? So it's like, I don't give a shit. I'll just sacrifice myself for the... so I don't have to kill other people. Unless he actually found people that he believed deserved to die, then he was like, fuck it. Orgoth's getting a sacrifice tonight, boys. Alright. Now, I'm just going to go back into gear one more time. Just because I feel like the clothes are nice, but I feel like it just needs a little something extra. And it always jumps straight into capes. He's got a nice little long robe already, so I don't really think it's appropriate to give him like extra. Because I want to say the hood is already connected to like this outfit here. But what I kind of do like is these backpacks. Even though it's not a very character driven thing, where you're like, oh, like, I want my guy to look super cool. Like, yeah, true, but think about it as well. Like, these D&D characters that we take for a good old run, they're packing. You know, where are you going to put all that shit? I do kind of like the idea, like, these guys wear these backpacks. You know, they're traveling from town to town. They need a way to carry their shit. And trust me, I didn't give my guys a bag of holding. They fucking carried their shit. And you know, I think as well, like, again, this ties into like story, right? These guys started at level 3, so they're sort of just getting their shit together. They don't have a bag of holding, they don't have magical means to collect their goods, but they're gonna need to collect goods, you know, for trade, for selling, for missions. And towns are far and few in between, right? The Hearthstone is the grandest city and the biggest city. A lot of everything else outside of that is pretty underdeveloped. The reason why I talk about this is because they don't have an establishment where they can just like drop their shit and be like, see you later. Like, they're going to be traveling from place to place, and they're also very like new and unknown. And so it's like, well, you're not going to just be renowned and be like, yeah, drop your stuff down, we don't give a shit. Like, unless you're going to pay for it, that kind of protection for stuff. So I think like they're new adventures. They'll have a backpack, you know, however it's fostered onto their body, but like, it just makes sense. Like, it's things you don't think about, but it just makes sense. You're a new adventurer to the a world of the unknown. You got a backpack, or at least pockets or some shit. With this, I don't want to put any side items just because it's going to interfere with this clear indication of what's happened. And of course, maybe I think the backpack's enough. Back items, I don't really think he carried anything else. It was just like the daggers. So I think we'll just leave it at that. Eyes, I want to be bold and clear. Although they got some pretty cool stuff here. Like these new glasses. Again, Hero Forge supplying the goods. Alas. Alat. We want to keep his face crystal clear. I think with Nazak, his emotion, his being is presented in his face solely because he is wrapped up. He is an quote unquote, it's very prejudiced. People, you know, are against the Giths in the Empire, or the capital, I should say. So he is completely wrapped, at least as much as he can be. Salt-based sunglasses, absolutely though. Sprinkle some blood on your on your orb. So he needs to wrap himself up, but when you can see his face, you need to see his whole face. That's where his emotion is that's where it's laid. And I want to be able to see his lips as well. And I think I will give him a piercing as well, one nose piercing. Because that's a very Gith thing. Oh wait, Giths, I'm sitting here like, nose piercing. Giths barely have a nose. I don't know what I'm doing. But he does have, he already has, oh, he's already got that slit eyebrow. Again, I want his face to be like nice and clear. And you can't really see his ear, so we won't worry about other stuff. We won't really worry about rings at this given time. So that only leaves us with color, guys. Holy shit, let's do this. Theme, decals, we already did those. Let's go straight into here, straight into skin color. And let's get ourselves like an orc. Oh god! Professional streamer sneeze. Oh, non deska. Let's do it. Okay. They're almost like an orc, sort of like that, but maybe more this. And maybe we want to use this one for the lips. Something like that. See how these lines here just... I felt that. God damn. So, I actually really... I don't know what I'm bitching on about. I can change the color of this. It's a decal. You don't need to choose the color you want, so fucking I'll just do whatever I want. I don't know why I thought that before. But you see how, like, almost the rosiness of his cheeks and his nose blend into those... those skin tones of that brown as well. So I don't really feel like I'm going to change it. Like if I did that, you could see how this is the same skin color. Oh no, that's a little bit darker. You can see how it blends in. I could blend it in a little bit better, but I kind of do like the dark. It adds almost age to him as well, which I think is appropriate. I think if this was to be a younger Gith, you would sort of have lighter lines, perhaps even like something like that would really show your age. But I think he's worked hard, and he's also now under a patron. That's fucked. So Like, whatever. Give him a break. He feels old. Let's give him some luscious eyebrows. Let's just hit him with that walnut. Always go for that walnut brunette. Just had an easy. Hit him with some teeth. He's got some good teeth. And now, this is where this is what it's all about. It's the eyes. Now, I just like to use like. I mean, I'm not going to be using too many of these, so I can't really play around with it. But I'm going to go for the acid eyes. And then let's fix these immediately, because this is not what we want. These aren't the colors we want. But it's sort of the basis of it is what we want. Alright, so we want the mid-tonality to be a yellow, almost orange. We'll have highs of like that. Actually, that's not bad. And the low of green isn't bad either. The eyeball can be black, the pupil can be black. The iris size will knock down just the slightest touch. And we want that glow to come in. It's better for photography. It's almost better to, like, it's better for photography because this looks more real. But that really enhances the character. I think for now we'll just keep it at like halfway. And you can already feel like now with that texture and with like these lines on his face, you can, it almost just exaggerates the desperation. And I think, like as you were saying before, Robbie, like he looks surprised, and it's like, I think that could play an amazing reference to, there was a moment where I gave the group a puzzle, a dungeon that needed basically like a all it needed was, there was a pool of blood. I'm like trying to find the perfect place to like start the story. There was a pool of blood, at least a bit of blood, and what simply needed to happen was for a blood sacrifice. You know, cut your hand, you know, drop of blood, and that would have opened a secret door. Well, it would actually not a secret door. It would have just opened the door to the next area. Now, what I didn't account for, it was generally one of those moments where, like, me as a DM, I was like, I just didn't expect that. Is Nazak was like, oh, I get it. I need to dip my orb into the pool of blood. And I was like, fuck, at this point I've made it super canonical that, like, whatever that orb touches, like, in terms of blood, it will absorb all of it. And I was like, oh, shit. So I was like, okay, yeah, that orb, as, I'm sorry, give me a sec. What the fuck is going on here? Is that not his neck? I'm trying to give him, I don't know if any of these decals go up to the neck. I hope they do. Do they not? I was hoping to give him a little bit extra because the line sort of just cut. Oh yeah, it is his neck. Okay, cool. And so the orb fills with blood, and it takes up the whole pool, and I still made it open the door. I was like, that's amazing. And so from that point forward, whenever Nazak tried to cut his hand and give blood to the orb rejected it. And then he got really confused, but also really scared. Because it was at that point where it was like, what does that mean? What does that mean now that it's no longer taking sacrifices? You know what I mean? This stretching decal here is just because he's looking up, and so it's cutting off there. I'm going to try to fix that right now. So if I go mix, I'll just grab this color and I'll put it there. It's going to look a little odd. If I go advanced here and just, no, not that. Tilt his head down. No, that still cuts off, hey? That's kind of weird. Okay, well how about I keep him looking up, And I'll go into gear. No, clothing, chest, neck. That's a little bit too. Really? Those are the only ones I can give him? Why can't I give him the other ones? Is it because of the hood? Let's have a little look. Just playing around with something there. What if I give him like that one? Is that a little bit too? He almost had I need a people. It's like, shit! I know we're in the middle of a meeting, but I kinda really need to go. I honestly do not like this. Let me get rid of the hood. And let's work backwards. Oh, I never even colored his ears. It doesn't matter because of the hood, but I'm gonna still do it. Neck. Wait, why can't I? Incapable with the chest selection. Oh, okay. Because the chest, I can't get a scarf. That's super rude. But like, it's cut off here. Oh, I suppose we can just deal with it. Okay, this is going to take a lot of undoing. So we want head. We want this one here. I'm going to undo the decal because it's... Yeah, it does. It really does. We'll get the paints. No, we'll get the decals. We'll go to his body and we'll just get rid of it. We can live with it being blank. It's better than having something like... I understand it cuts here, but like this is a weird spot right there. And no decals go over it. And then you sort of got his neck. And if they just cut off there, then it's like meh. And there's no decals here that actually like really fit the mark, what I'm trying to look for. Like they don't go up the neck. Except this spotted one just goes up. It ain't good enough. Although, oofed. Oh, so yeah, if I could do another one here, I'd try to position it on the body, but I can't. But... no, I can't actually move it. There you go. Bugger, that's right. The same bald spot on my head. On my beard. Shit, when I tried to grow out a beard, there's this one bald spot, man. That's like, come on. You have one job. Help me out here. I tried playing around with this shoulder pad. I kind of was just toying with the idea. I always like it when they have like one random shoulder pad. Just casually. Sort of brings a interesting choice to the character. Like a bit more armor. Like he's from the Gith Desert. He'll fill in soon enough. Hopefully. Took me so many years just to like be able to grow facial hair. And it's like at the slowest rate. I think that's alright. I kind of like that bone spike. Sort of gives more of that deserty feel. Yeah. Well, it's just, yeah, I think like it's like you can have two. Like I could have two. Although I've twisted the arm weird apparently on that one. So it comes up like that. Whatever. I'll just do one. Okay. And I think we're just straight back to coloring. Let's go back to mix. Let's grab his skin color one last time so we can apply it to his footsies. And we probably want to grab the darker one just for his toenails. Cool. Let's go into bone and get like a dark mammoth or elk. Okay, we'll do like mammoth low. And elk high. Sort of like the bottom right and the top Although, is that too orangey? Maybe that's a little bit more realistic bone. It's consistent, but it also has a slight change. And I might give... yeah, maybe like something like that. But that's plate as well, like a bone. No, that looks a little bit weird. No. No. This was not bad. I don't know if I hate that. I might change that to be a little bit more consistent with the rest of the outfit. We'll see. Let's go with the orb, because that shit's about to get cray. Let's give something like... shit, come on. Yeah. That's not bad. What if we went with the Eclipse Black for that one? Is that too similar? Something that almost gives it like... man, I wish I could like zoom up on a specific area. It's so not user friendly. Where you've got like this classic orb look, right? But then hidden underneath that layer is a world beyond your imagination. Like unfathomable terror. That's not bad. Like with the red in there. But did you want to play a little bit more with like the purples? No, I think... yeah, that's definitely the Wonder device is amazing in there. Aquatic ash brown. What about the diamonds in the rough? I just don't think they do it justice. I think that's alright. We'll use that as a draft, or at least a placeholder. Perhaps what we might do is even steal a little bit of that. See, it's interesting, like... oh no, I don't want that colour, it's this colour. Something like that. There. I don't think he would want to wear jewelry that's specifically like Orgoth related. I think that... let's just leave that to the orb. He's sort of despising Orgoth, so let's have these crystals be a little bit something else. It's one thing to make them... these gem colors are cool, but they also kind of stand out in a bad way. Okay, that's not horrid. Actually, the coloration like that isn't that bad, even though I was like, I'm not gonna have it. Actually, not too bad. But for the most part, his outfit is classic warlock, just like black, really. Which gives me just a fun, you know, experimental idea. The orange gem color next to the red gem color. Alright, let's give it a shot. Something like that or vice versa. That's pretty tight. Or you're thinking about these ones. That's actually kind of tight. Something like that. Makes it look like a goddamn gummy worm. Like, they look like starbursts. Look fucking delicious. Yeah, these two? Alright, let's go with these two. We'll keep them as a placeholder. And most of my quote-unquote placeholder shit just ends up being what it actually is. I'm like, oh, we'll put it there for a draft and then we'll come back to it. It's like, no, we never come back to it. Alright, let's get these, I don't want to just rely on Rogue Black. It's good, but I don't want to rely on it. Let's see if we can't find some undergarment sort of dude, it is a fucking lolly necklace. Don't at me. Like, so it's Let's get that here. Maybe let's get some wraps in that. Let's go for the black sleet to maybe be the bands here. And the gloves. I just wanted to give some variation in his outfit. In the blacks, really, like just play with variation. See, how interesting is that? Even when you put it like, when you put it there and then here, they look like two different blacks. That's amazing. We'll put that there. If I just go rogue black here, am I going to be punished for it? It's going to look too... No, I kind of don't want to do that. Kind of want to give that a little bit of a... something something. I kind of want like a really black. Like that's a bit glossy for my liking. You know what I mean? Garbage bag. Can we get garbage bag but not have it so glossy? Is that possible? Turn up the roughness like that. Give it a little touch of fuzz from the light. Glow it up. Whoa, holy mission right there. That's alright. Get his pants. Kind of want to keep them along the same. Here's the tricky bit. Because you can get... You know what? Let's bone these up. You can get like the whole outfit to look all one piece, which is like cool. You're a fashion designer, congratulations. But it's also like, is that always the case though? Like, are you guaranteed to have a piece of clothing that's like from head to toe you're just Gucci? And are you showing a little bit of midriff, you slut? What the fuck's going on there? Unbelievable. Now, I sort of added bone to the side there. I thought that would be cool, which kind of then makes me think, I don't think that the complete black outfit, like, yeah, it's kind of cool. But it might need just a little something. I don't know if having the random bone there is, like, do I make the whole thing lighter? I could definitely make it like a, it's a wall, like it doesn't have to be dark. If I take advantage of the whites and the wools, I could probably make something like deserty. I'm gonna do some trial colors here, bear with me. Maybe his sandals also have that. You're not going to really see it. But perhaps they also just have that rinser bone. Probably the darker the better, because you're not going to see it. So it doesn't matter too much. I almost went into like a fucking hyper focus there, where I was like super silence. I require maximum silence for this stream, thank you. There's a color that just isn't here, you know? It's somewhere in my brain where I'm like, God damn. It's here, but that blue's not too horrid. And then this we can give elements of... He do be looking fly though, I agree. Keep it simple stupid with the bags. Really, I mean, if someone... Thanks, man. Thank you so much, that means so much. It really does mean so much. I really love, like, I think, with, just with the, like, Hero Forge creation, like, I really like doing it, and I think there's always, like, 100 ideas that rush through my mind. And I'm like, I really love that there's mediums out there to share those stories. Thanks so much. Trust me, there's like so much in a D&D campaign that I'm like, oh man, I should say this, do this, and I'm like, hold your ground, soldier. There are other people, but I guess that's why I know it's like ironic, I suppose, because I'm like, I want to be a player, but then as soon as I get to DM, I'm like, yes, because I get to really just like put all these ideas out there. That's better. Similar colors, leather. You can see the difference, right? You can see the difference. But it looks lighter as well. Like if I put it on here, like same color, but that's slightly lighter. I tell you what I do need to do for this stream is I really need to find a better way to market myself. Well, I say market, like I think here's my full honesty. The idea isn't to like market the stream so that it's like, so that I have like so many viewers, right? It's like, oh yeah, I gotta have a lot of viewers. Like I have a job. Like it's like streaming would, I mean that would, fuck me. I mean that would be such an amazing like thing to do full time. But like I think right now, like I just love doing this shit and I love sharing it. So like I think I'd like to just market myself so that people have the chance to be like they have the chance to say yes or no themselves. You know what I mean? Like they can be like, oh look, there's a streamer that does like Hero Forge. Nah, I don't want to watch that. Like to me, I'm like, okay, awesome. Like that's all I can ask for. Like that's super amazing that you know you've had a chance to at least see that and go nah. Because I just think it'd be cool for people to at least have it, like at least they get a chance to be like, oh yeah, I'd like to support this guy, or I'd like to see this content, stuff like that. Because that's just baller. Every time I look at this fucking bag now, I'm like unsatisfied. Let's go back and fix it. I'm using the leathers because it's just such a classic thing to use, but I feel like I might have to adventure off into a different territory of color. It's just a little too something something for me. Perhaps it does just require the lighter colors. That's not too bad. Just like sun. No, what's this color? That's actually not horrid. And perhaps this. Yeah, straps can be the same. Okay, that's a little bit better. I don't know why I didn't start like this. But always got to have a uniform black here. What do we think about the gems? Do we still like them? Do we still like the lolly gems? Like the it was good with the. I'm not saying it's not. The lighter color makes it minty moist. Minty moist. Baller. Yeah, gems are pretty good. Gotta have a little Jimmy boy. I was like, cause I know the gems were working well with the other colors. Linking well with the blood in his hands. Yeah, it's a little bit like, oh shit. It's interesting because I guarantee you that this is not the way that the character, like Welmer, I knew very closely. I worked on Welmer a lot, and I think with Dinky as well, the player that played Dinky was very new to D&D, and so I worked a lot with Dinky as well. But Nazak I didn't work very close with, so I reckon that the player that played Nazak would definitely have had him in more darker wear for sure. 100% it would be like full blacks, different textures, maybe streaks of red. But I was thinking about desert, and I was thinking about like this journey. I'm speaking like I'm done, but I haven't even done his dagger. I think this is where we'll insert that rogue black. We'll knock it out here. The hilt. We're gonna give an Ignis Stone, and then we'll smack it up with some of that. Something like that. Try orange center. And more yellow like his eyes, but paler. On the necklace? Alright, let's try it. I think what I'll do is I'll put the colors in and then I'll go into the mix and I'll play with it. So if we smack like a, pearlescent, yuck. But even the solar stone's kind of like, But maybe we'll just have a placeholder. Let's have a look at the glass for a sec. Golden bottle. It's like gummy worms, man. It's real gummy worms. Even the stained ones. Stained aren't too bad. Alright, let's go. We'll work on the colors. So it was orange center and yellow. Alright, so we'll go orange center and we'll work on the yellow. What we might do is... Oh, we can't do that. So we'll go here, we'll go mix, we'll grab this one here. Okay, mid we'll take to a... like a dull. And I think for the lows we'll dip into that orange. Like a low orange. And then for high I think we'll touch that down, but that way, because hear me out, it's a little bit darker, it's a little bit, want the roughness to go all the way down, ish, metal, blah 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 blah. I didn't know you could do this, what the fuck? Oh, you can like really dig into the metal? What? We don't want it to be metal, because it ain't metal. But we want to give it a bit of a glow. And maybe we do want to add a bit of... something like that. But then they kind of look fake, you know what I mean? Like, look at that. They kind of just look like... Paler. Pale is the word that I completely ignored. So maybe with low... Mid will really get the color we want, and then high... We'll change the highlights to be a bit paler. Like that. You can still smack up the glow a bit. White crystals. White could just flat out work. Shit! Wait! Wait, go back. Undo. Wait, I'm pretty sure I did like 2 quick changes there. Undo, undo. Like that? Yay or nay? Or do I have to undo it a little bit more? I don't know what I did. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we'll stick with that like pale yellow, and let's see if we can't replicate that also in the orange. So let's go, click this boy. Alright, so I basically just really get those lows to white so that there's no dark highlights. The mid will keep that nice high, and then just the high will turn into a bit of a paler section here. Juff up the roughness, give it a bit of a glow. It's looking a little bit too something for me. Saucy, baby. And it's looking a little bit too translucent. Oh, that's right, because it's metal. We need to stick it off metal. Play with the roughness a touch. We want that to be, yeah, those highlights. Then maybe give it a little bit. Give that here. Not too bad. I'm not mad about it. There's a part of my heartbeat that's a little bit like... You know what I like to do? I like to go into themes. And I like to see what they would give it, you know what I mean? So we can have a little look at the themes compared to what I also get scared of this because I look at the themes and I'm like, oh shit, that's so much better than what I did. Alright, so they're just flat out blue, same color, blue. Again, they look very like... That's not bad. I like that blue. Not this, this is the necklace blue. Like a little bit turquoise, you know what I mean? Okay. Okay. Do I need to just change the necklace material? Right. Okay, let's keep looking. That blue's nice. Look at that! What is that? You know what? It's because it's got dark highlights. I need to put some dark highlights in mine. They do favor the blue. The blues and the greens in these examples. Shit, here I am getting jealous. Oh, look at that. That's not bad. What, are you fucking kidding me here? I like so many of these. They're so better. Wait, can I do... Maybe on the helms of the jacket? What do you mean? Maybe on the hems of the jacket? Like the same color here on there? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna click this so it changes the color. I'm going to go into paint and I'm going to click this one to get the paint, but then I'm going to undo the change. Is it going to... No, it's not going to keep it collected. Damn! I was like, if I could keep that selected, that'd be cool. Damn. Okay. We need to redo this whole thing. Okay, let's have a little go. We'll go here. That's alright. Yes. If I go undo... I don't know. I'm gonna keep it like that. I might play with it. I might play around. I need to change this blue. Oh, maybe blue's a little bit too... I think the orange definitely has something, but it can't be these ones. It's just not the right something. I definitely think those dark undertones. Maybe it does need to be metal. Something like that. Actually, you're right. Now that band sort of looks a little weird. Although, what if I just go like... It's a little bit too out there. Still looks clean. Yeah, I just feel like that's a little bit like... Maybe it's just unique. You know, maybe it's just unique. Which is... Sometimes that's what I chalk it down to. Like, I'm like, oh, does that look good? Maybe not. Did I like jewels that much though? I don't know. Let's have a little look again. I'm like constantly, well, not constantly, I need to go back and have a look. Okay, let's have a look at like this guy, right? Okay, so you see the dark, you see, okay, so like they favor like the maroons. Okay. Maroons, a little bit more bare-chested. You can see they got a little bit spots on them. Okay, cool. But they like those dark undertones and sort of like bronzy goldy. Let's look at this guy. Metals, reds, silver, like that dark rogue again. Long dreads on the side with like spiky hair. Okay, so they do have hair. Oh, that doesn't really matter because like I'm wearing a hood. Alright. So I guess one could argue that they like that little bit of jewelry. I mean, they do have some gems here and there lying around. Like these red ones here. So I mean, even like hypothetically, like it could be like these, but I don't really want to change them. I do like the bone. Well, it is interesting to see these. You know, they're more dark into those navy blues, into those blacks, into those turquoise. I sort of got a bit of a different route. Like that would have been like the... Something like that would have been the concept for Nazak. Is like those colors, working with those maroons. It's not too late though. Dark reds. If I go into... No, that's too red. Honestly, I could change out some of these blues for the reds. If I also go smack. And if we were to grab like, let's say a blood bottle. Terminator red. I don't know, that stands out a little bit. It's a little bit too... It's just, again, too lolly. Can I unlolly it? See, that makes it lolly, that makes it fake. Where's the fucking middle? Where do I win here? Oh, okay. I can metal that up. Like what? That's the goal. Goal here is to listen to some good music and fucking get hungry. Bro, but even the... I mean the crystals that they were wearing here, like a hella dark. Like they're like blood red black. So what would that mean for here? That would mean like making the low color just flat out black. And making the mid a bit darker. I can't have the highlights be so high. Okay, then I feel like I definitely need to change that necklace. I don't know why, it's killing me. I definitely had a theme of like the blues and the desert, and then I've taken one look at this shit and I'm like, that's it. We're changing it. Yeah. Shit on me, man. There's like a dark maroon. Let's see if I can at least get his... I believe it's this one. A little bit more like that. Oh, they're meant to be the highlights, rip. I'll make the low lower, like that. The highlights can still be a little bit darker, and then the mid can come down and... Yeah, that's like a better maroon-ish. Maybe the issue is the top. Because now I'm doubting myself. Now I'm like, holy shit, it looks so much cooler with reds. Do I redo the whole character? Sometimes you get like that. Sometimes you put in a lot of this work and then you're like, I gotta change the entire thing now. You know what we'll do? Is we're gonna name him. And we're gonna name him Nazak. You're gonna name him his fucking name. What we could eventually do, the cream with the red accessory is, yeah, I just definitely need to like change his pants, I reckon. And I reckon the simplest way is to just like do that, but I don't want that. I kind of want his pants to be a just a little bit darker. But not that. Okay, kinda yes at the moment, kinda. Is that the same color as that? No, it's not. Different color. Surprisingly, looks the fucking same. Did I not color that? That's still... what I might do is I might just pinch that. Oh god. Oh. Hitting up with them sound effects. Who needs a fucking soundboard when you got that shit? Question of the day is, would this look cool as bone? Answer? Yeah. Oh, I was joking, but not bad. Bless! Thank you! Thank you so much! That's not horrible. I would really like... I need to get pro because I would really like to get lighting. Man, I would punch this guy with a side of orange and a side of purple. Two colors made so well. I think they did like amazing lighting, like the purple and the orange. I think that was Daredevil, the TV show, Netflix. I think. I know they worked really well with the reds, but I'm pretty sure they used like their oranges and purples really beautifully. I think we have Nazak right here. Dude is in trouble. And hey, I still got half an hour before I end stream. Shit, recolor him. Although, I will admit, I'm pretty sure these two are the same color. Maroon belt string. Ah! Makes sense. A little bit of something like that. I'm pretty sure this and this are the same color. Yeah, they are. I want that undertop to be different. Give it a little bit of flavor. Let's go with some of the darker ones. Creamy? You want it creamy, man? You can cream it up. Cream dream? Give him the cream dream. Tidy whitey. Nah, too white. Honestly, even just like a grey. I don't know, how do I feel about that? I think darker is the way, to be honest. Slacken it. I don't know, but then it goes very... like, against the hood, you know what I mean? Like, the hood goes with that, but then it's like sort of disconnected here. I think that's my issue, is that I couldn't go for like a scarf of any formality. middle ground between the hood and pants. Yeah. Yeah, shit, what does that look like? Okay, so the pants are pretty sure, I'm pretty sure like, not a woolly wool. They're like something, but it's close to a woolly wool, but just darker. Actually, maybe woolly wool just does go there. Although woolly wool is the side here. What if I went... Maybe I just do go woolly wool. I mean, it's like whatever, right? Kind of works. It's darker, it's in between. I actually think I need to change the hood. I think. I really like this hood, but at the same time I don't. I think my problem is the... Hang on, let's get some... Let's fix some colors up here. I'm like, oh, it's like 9:12. I'm like, oh, I can just start a new character. No, not at this rate. At this rate, I'm like, there's shit I gotta fix. Do the hood you like, but with the maroon rim. Dude, I'm just turning everything into maroon at this point. Okay, yeah, the other hood. Let's try that. Yeah? You fucking vibe that? I think it's interesting the colors it's automatically chosen for it. Picasso! Make it consistent at least. I think with the necklace so exposed, it might be good to have it. I want to say a metal, but like maybe like a metal like that, you know what I mean? Like it's sort of like one of these worn down metals. Antique brass. They do like their brass. Which makes me wonder if I change the weapon to brass, but I think I'll be fine. I think the brush bronze is alright there. Brass is nice, isn't it? The antique brass or the brush bronze? It's not bad. That's a little layer of... Not too worried about his shoes, to be honest. Maybe we hit up some of that antique here. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. It's sort of bordering the lines of give him that SpongeBob backpack. What color? What the fuck? What color is SpongeBob's backpack? What the fuck? Like, I was like, does SpongeBob have like a backpack? What's his SpongeBob star backpack? Like this shit. Put this shit on his back. I want the face. A SpongeBob backpack star. See, we're looking at like some of those lighter colors. Let's see if we can. Yeah, boy. I don't know if I want the rims to be probably something like that, and then no, that's not what we wanted. Go back. We want to copy that color and bring it forth here. Straps look a little bit odd, but I think these are alright. That color there. Spongy bubble. A nice little yellow backpack to make him feel different. It's like the only like colorful thing in his life. He just carries around a backpack. You know what? I wonder if you have, if you have a, if you have a backpack item, can I have a spell? Sorry, change it back. Was good for a meme. Aw. Yeah, sure. Do you know how many undos I gotta do? Are you shitting me? Unbelievable, Robbie. Give me a break. I don't even know if I can undo that many times. Surely it will let me. That's look at me. Peer pressure. Chuck could be like, do this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll fucking do it. Yeah, I'll fucking do it. Where do you want me to do it? God damn. I'm pretty sure that's how it was like before. I'm pretty sure. One last thing that I sort of wanted to do is, okay, so hands can have spell effects. I don't know if back items, I'm pretty sure back items can have back items can have spell effects. So here's what I want to do. I kind of want to find just a very small item to sort of just have on the back. Although I'm pretty sure it has to be a weapon of some formality. What I'm really looking for is just a spell effect. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm trying to do. Pose, advanced, smack that up, twist it around like such. So from the back, you're like, I mean, again, it's like if you're looking at it front on or from the side, you've got this like twisted spell, like Orgoth's grasp. So it's like, okay, let's go back to gear. What is, oh no, not that one. What is this? You know, what does this look like? That's pretty looming, that one that I originally had. I don't think there's anything else bigger or better than that. Yeah, it's so twisty. You're not bad. We can simply just go into color, mix, easy snatch and grab. We'll just use the same colors here. Pretty much. Oh lol, it is just the same color all the way through. And then I might just make it a little bit different. Something like that. Yeah, it's like added effects, right? If you can get, like if you get pro, what I would do, like I think if you have pro, you can put two people on one platform. I would redo Nazak so that there's basically like him like on his knees like this, and the second would be like a real disfigured, like humanoid Orgoth sort of vibe. Now with this one, I'll probably have to revamp the colors, but it will be along the lines of like a purple and black. And I'll probably intertwine these colors here. Something like that. Even though that's the hilt, that could pretend to be like a part of it as well. Honestly, the entire thing could be, but I kind of give it that sword look. Maybe Orgoth has got a power you know, he's got a hold on this sword. Although the tar doesn't look too fancy. The black looks a little bit too much, maybe. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's good. That's better. Life can be good, but it could be better. Okay, it's something. It's a little extra something something. Sort of raising from him. I'm wondering if I could do that a little bit better with like a pair of wings. If I had like some disfigured wings colored in a certain way. But I don't know if there are any that I would particularly use. Like the long fairy wings are good for like druids, but I don't know if there are any wings that I would say is Orgothy. I mean, maybe something like that, right? Purple goop sword. What do we think about having like these? I could probably do something with it. Let's have a go. I'll do one and then... Oh fuck it, I'll have two. I'll have them mirror each other. Let's see if we can't do a little something something. Just as a quick little... I'd have them twist here, bend a little bit, tilt that way, retwist it. No, I'm just saying words and making it look like I know what I'm talking about. No, I'd probably want something like... I'm just going to use this function. Fuck it, it's so much easier. Why aren't they mirroring each other? Man, that's kind of disappointing that they're not mirroring. Because I have no idea what I fucking did. Something like that. With a little bit extra... yeah, something like that. You know, like this guy, he's never safe. Yeah, that's the thing, like I don't want them to look like wings though. Like I want them to be like... It's almost like Orgoth's grasp. You know what I mean? So I would literally just be going into... Yeah, right? It sort of looks... Yeah. So if I go into... Oh fuck, I don't even know if this is going to work to be honest. But I'll grab this purple. And we'll knock out the... Well, most parts. Like that. And the black will be all these bits. Huh. You know, there is... You can do stuff, but sometimes it becomes... Like, it's too much. I feel like this is one of those times. Where it's like, oh, this is a little too much. Might play around with the pose a little bit more. Honestly, not sure. I think there's an idea there, but the execution just isn't coming out the way I intended. And I think less is more. At least in this sense, like there's already just like this creeping, looming presence behind them. I think the question just becomes, when it comes to colouring, is do we make the orb the same colour as that? Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon he does look solid with the wing. I think something like that might. The purple was cool, but I think the blue that just matches with the orb. It sort of gives the intent. I think. Yeah, look, I think honestly, when it comes to Hero Forge, less is more. Unless, I kind of retract that statement, because like you can have a lot into a character, but it's very detailed. But I think like, yeah. That's alright, I reckon. Yeah. Well, shit me. I sit here thinking, you know what I'm gonna do in this stream? Multiple characters. And truly, like, I'm sitting here like, because you think about like actual, actual miniature painting, right? That shit would take forever, and you got all these different colors, and then the highlights, and blah 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 blah, and it's like that's a real craft, and that takes so long. And here, I'm almost like essentially cheating, being like, hey, look, all the colors are made for me. I got all these presets. I got the blah blah, all these positions, etc., etc., etc. How does it still take me 2 hours to do it? But I love it. It's fun. And that's Nazak, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Robbie, you've been an absolute MVP today. Thank you so much for being in the chat. It does. It absolutely does. But to anyone else that was watching that wasn't joining the chat, thank you so much for watching the stream. I'm kind of upset that I actually need to do like actual work, because I really want to jump back onto the Animal Crossing stream. There was so much that I wanted to accomplish, but I guess that's just down for next Saturday. And of course, we still have 3 more characters from my campaign, from the World of Atlas, that need to be created. We've got a beautiful paladin, a rogue, and a sorcerer. And so hopefully we can knock those out. And I think, you know what, we'll take our time. We'll make them great, just like this one. So he's nice and saved. Easy. And he goes straight into the collection. And he will be posted on his Instagram. I gotta do it. Easy. So, absolutely, for anyone that came and joined today, and or you know you've just joined recently, or you're watching it back, thank you so much for watching. You got it, big boy. I can't wait to the next stream. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so fun. I gotta paint some shit. I've even got some miniatures here that I haven't finished. Like Pike. I haven't colored Pike. Or Spike. It's Pike at the moment, but I think it's Psych. There you go, Nazak right over. Actually, from this distance, like you can't really see it on stream, but kinda from this distance here, the eyes look so much better. They look like a little bit more orange, and the pupils a little bit smaller. He really does look like he's like sacrificing. And actually, if you look kind of closely, the belt kind of looks like dripping blood from the hand. Ah, he just got better. That's so fucking cool. But it's unfortunate that doesn't look like that when you actually look at it. But it's maybe something to, because like his face looks a little bit more like dull. Anyways, that's shit you see anyways. Too easy. Thank you so much guys for joining the stream. It's been an absolute pleasure. Our little sacrifice lamb, exactly. Nazak is our little lamb. We sacrificed him to the great Orgoth so that we may have another streaming day of Hero Forge. But beautiful. Guys, thank you so much. Robbie, thank you so much as well. Love you lots, man. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Take care, and remember, I hope you spent this time to regain some hit points. It's very important. Short rests can be very, you know, you think they're not important until you have just that little bit extra temporary hit points to go in a battle and fight the fight. Take care, guys. Hope you have an amazing night.